Hi class, my name is Thessaly Nicolason. In order to do this learning teaching interaction, I took a lot of notes from the material from the book, and so hopefully I can tell you about some of the things that I learned and how they apply to my life by answering some of the questions that were posed from Brother Stewart. So, one of the questions that I really enjoyed was from the Chapter 5 reading assignment, and it says, as taught in Chapter 5, building relationships is a prelude to effective education. What little things can and will you realistically do to build a rapport and establish a relationship with participants, whether teaching in the family relations program or in the workshop? So, realistically, for me, I tend to be a very warm and, this is feedback, this isn't like I'm tooting my own horn or anything, but I tend to be a very warm and welcoming person, and people open up to me pretty easily, which can be good, but also can be, in family life education, a little bit like, okay, you gotta take a step back and set those boundaries. So, in order to build a good relationship and establish rapport with my participants, and in the future with those that I hope to be able to teach, I want to learn more about them, like outside of their family life, and what they're coming to the class, or ideally I'll be teaching a class, what they're coming to the class for. I want to learn about them. What are they interested in? Do they like sewing? Do they like reading? What's their favorite family vacation? So get to know their background, their story, is something that I found helps me want to talk to people and trust people a little bit more. And hopefully that goes both ways. Another thing that I realistically hope to do is I hope to ask them how they're planning on using what we're learning together, and ask them, okay, so is this a waste of time for you? Were you forced to come? Like, getting to know, why did they come to my class? Why are they there? Helps give me at least a foundation for, okay, so this is why they're here. This is what they need from me. And so breaking that initial, like, total uncertainty and unawares of why they're there will be really important for me to establish a relationship with my participants. Another thing that I wanted to touch on while I post my insights from the article is about the next question. It says, most likely you have taught in some setting before, whether it be through your educational training, blah 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 blah, sorry. What have you learned about involving others in a discussion? The most important thing that I've learned, there's two. So first, because I've taught in Sunday school and Relief Society a lot, not a lot, but I've taught a lot, and so the most important thing I've learned is it's okay for silence to occur. That's expected, and it's important in allowing their thoughts to process, or them to process their thoughts, and their ability to form a cohesive sentence in a way that really captures and expresses what they're really feeling. As a learner, strictly like on the learning side of any lesson I've been in, I know that when a question is asked, it takes me a little bit to like step back and actually like work that question in my mind. So being okay with silence is huge in teaching, and that's something that I'm grateful that I've learned at a young age before I've established any professional career, because I've found that to be incredibly helpful in teaching, is being okay with a little bit of silence. Let them work it out. Don't jump in and ask the question, or answer the question, or ask another question, is important. Another thing that I learned about teaching, or from all my teaching, is asking open-ended questions, not strictly yes or no, is huge in letting the learner really be the director of the lesson, because they will answer an open-ended question in terms of what they think or what they need to hear, what they need to learn more about. So for example, asking a yes or no question or a one right answer kind of question, those things are not always conducive to learning in my experience, because that way they're either scared to answer or they kind of shy away from opening up because they're like, well, the teacher probably doesn't want to hear my thoughts on this topic. They just want a yes or no answer so they can move on to the next point that they're trying to make. And so in order to involve those that we're teaching, it's really critical, I found, to ask open-ended questions. And if you don't know how to word a question correctly, really, this sounds churchy, but pray about it, and the Spirit will totally guide you and open your mind to, what will be the best way to present some question so that those that you're teaching can get involved and interact and answer in a way that's good for them, for their learning. And the final point in my teaching experience, and that I hope to realistically implement, is implementing an action plan for whoever we're teaching. That way it, throughout the week, solidifies whatever concepts or principles we're learning about, and helping them to see like how whatever we're learning really has real life application. So an action plan and an expectation to report back the next week. So the return and report thing from our principal from any church assignment is totally a true thing to help people like feel accountable and actually do and learn and grow from whatever it is we're teaching them. So that is this part. I will send my outline soon. Thank you.